Alright, so I played a game recently called Cab, and what a game. It's so down-to-earth, yet sci-fi. There are a couple of very compelling ideas and weird and quirky characters which may shift, twist and turn in so many ways. I struggle to think of a truly apt way to put it into words how I feel about Cab. I couldn't call it great, nor would I do it a disservice and call it average or even bad. Anyway, what is it about? In the near future, the self-driving cars take over for transportation, so much so that human drivers are seen as an antique, a silly trifle for people who have something to hide or are too tied down to the old times. But there might be a darker side to it all, lurking just beneath the surface. Lena is one such old-timer, driving people deep into the night and listening to their troubles, all the while trying to juggle the madness that is unwrapping around her. What did I like? Boys, I had a lot to like. I think my two most memorable moments from this game are being scammed and having the final meeting of Savvy. So I'll just do a cop-out and say characters. If this game is about anything, it's the people, or the characters, and it does people really damn well. Instead of having caricatures, cliches, or hell, even if they are cliches, they still have dimensions. I never would have imagined that I would see a guy who looks like a Warhammer 40k version of Gollum preach about a great worm which will consume all sadness, and somehow not just see it from his point of view, not just respect his views, but respect him, and even like him actually. Same with the first passenger, same with the cookie lady speaking about different realities, same with, hell, anyone. Even if I did not like the person, it was a damn well-written depiction of such a person. And again, damn, do I hate that guy for scamming me and doing it so easily. What a bag of dicks and men's clothing. I also enjoyed the world, this melancholic neon perpetual nighttime city populated by these people who have tech integrated into their clothes, for some even wearing suits of armor with cameras, remote shutdown switches and God knows what else. It's a fascinating world, yet what is the best part of it all is that it doesn't sound far off. The self-driving cars, the wearable tech, the big spoilers of what happens in the end, it's all so close to what is currently happening. Honestly, if not for these idiotic conflicts around the world, I totally imagine this happening in the next few years. Corporate greed driving humanity into a bizarre spiral of dystopia, innovation and uncertainty, somehow moving into the future while repeating the past. I'd also specifically praise the main character, whom I did not like at all in the beginning and ended up adoring at the end, because, well, I felt like the same person, perhaps a better version of me, but still. This amount of introspection, self-doubt, bubbling emotions ready to spill out at any time, all the while there's a cold, seemingly uncaring surface, appearing entirely unfazed with a shitstorm brewing behind it. I do not remember ever connecting to anyone that much, even their story, it's so... I feel like I went through something similar when I was younger. It wasn't about moving, but it was about making big steps in life, changes to other people, due to other people, and, well, in the end, it all amounted to nothing. I feel like this game says so much, almost to a point of irrelevancy, and yet it resonates so strongly with me that I just long for more. I want to hear more. It's so awkwardly smooth. I would like to complain about a few things, though. What did I dislike? First of all, the graphics. Not a major problem, but still a problem. I have a lower-end PC, and I experienced FPS drops, especially in the insane 100+ bucks hotel. That one was probably at a stable 10, but it wasn't the only time I dipped below 30. Considering how little was actually happening, this was a little annoying, especially with the options menu which had no options for graphics whatsoever. I bet there are some light effects and shadows which, when turned down or off entirely, would have given me a stable 60 right there and then. Not saying everyone has to cater to my low budget, but at least offer options to drop something. Second is the character design. Some were okay, but some were a little awkward. Something about the faces of these people which just didn't look right. Maybe they are too long or too big, or hair didn't sit right. It's difficult to point out a specific problem, but I just did not like the look of the people. Simple as that. Again, it's entirely personal, not very important complaint. Third is the money. I felt like the pay was a bit too low, realistically so. I cheated right away because I was curious about the overpriced hotel, but At the end I was nearly $200 down. Considering my 5-star rating, I expected to be at least a little closer to even. And there are also a few times when players offered multiple choices to donate, yet I didn't see any reason to. The fine was also insane, $40 gone, poof, just like that, for one simple mistake. Again, realistic taxi driving experience, but barely scraping by, but I just wanted a more fun thing with the money. It's a video game after all. Oh, and hotels were boring, just a few lines, dreams, and back on the road. Also, this one didn't bother me much, but considering the opening scene I expected a bit more. The emotional state is supposed to change what options player can pick in a dialogue, yet I was blocked exactly twice. In the beginning and in the end. Maybe I'm just amazing at this game, which I doubt, but I wasn't restricted in my replies aside from these 2 points. It felt like the emotional state should have been an important part to manage, but it was just there. So, not one of these problems is an actual major issue. I can easily ignore all of them, but there's an elephant in the room, the length. It's short. Like, really short. It has replay value for sure, but that's a bit of a personal preference. A few more passengers, a different line said, yada yada. That stuff is a bit difficult to quantify, since players still need to awkwardly redo all the same segments to get what they didn't do before. Which I suppose is another complaint. Wish there was more freedom to keep driving with people. Anyway, I very much enjoyed this game, but it specifically resonated with me and my self-reflecting ill brain, and it would be entirely different for someone else, who might think it's actually pretty bad. Also, so, now spoiler talk until the end of this video. 3, 2, 1. Holy crap, did it feel good to talk with Savvy. The whole game she's framed as this person from the past life with whom there's this great history, and it's so excited to move in together in this crazy futuristic city, but it was cut short by a big argument, and then there's finally time together. She's just taking, manipulating, lying, and gaslighting. God, that is so relatable. I've seen people like that before so many goddamn times. Maybe not exactly, but hell, I can't imagine ever seen this kind of narcissistic personality done this well in any media. She's trying to do the right thing, but is being a total cunt to her so-called friend. A total betrayal for the sake of what I assume is just a chase for glory. An attempt to be this big whistleblower so she would, I don't know, feel like a hero. And in the end, justify the means. I absolutely understood her position and hated her so very, very much. Just wanted to deliver a swift slap to her face. She definitely deserved it. And then I slowly unraveled those complicated feelings Lena had for her, finishing by walking out, leaving Savvy speechless. It felt like I did just so. Perhaps the ending itself was disappointing. There isn't a big reveal of the Capra falling apart and riding into the sunset, but it was realistic, somewhat. Big company failed, sweep everything under the rug. The hero continues their life, taking it slowly, just one day at a time. There's poetry in that.